good morning. Welcome back, everyone. We are doing a follow-up video on an asset that we've been watching the whole year. It is Solana, and I just want to point out a few things that have been brought to my attention while looking at the chart just recently. And we have a lot of doodles that we have from our previous video, so please feel free to go find the last video on Solana on the channel. Just search for it and you will see what all those doodles are, and we'll explain them all moving forward and what we're expecting, because this does look like a distributional top. This was very similar to this distributional top. So yeah, let's get that started. Before we get going, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, hit the bell button so you get the notifications as they drop out. If you could leave a like and a comment in the comment section below letting me know how I'm doing, I would greatly appreciate it. If you are interested in trading with me live, feel free to join the Discord server. Link to the server is in the description of this video below, alongside all other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps with channel growth. So thank you guys so much. Let's get pushing. All right, so here on the weekly, you can see, this was the all-time high. We took the liquidity of the all-time high. Here was a double top. Here we took out the liquidity and dump. Now, as we went to the dump, the asset actually found support here, basically right where we started the parabolic rise in the first place. And we are actually now retesting the breakdown area, which is this neckline right here for this head and shoulder. And you can see that there's a little bit of contesting, a little bit of consolidation going on here, okay? So let me turn on the drawings. This is all the stuff we had last time, okay? Now, a lot of this stuff, what we were looking for was a breakdown over here to come back, sweep the liquidity. That breakdown didn't occur. It actually was a fake out, went into the expansion phase, okay? Went into an expanding wedge, and then the expanding wedge broke down, causing the downside move. See right here? So we were looking for the breakdown here, and Trump coin and all that good stuff happened, and the breakdown actually occurred right over here, right there, and then actually we lost our support, which was this yellow line, and then we lost the neckline, which was the red line, and that's when the measured move came right into the level of liquidity that we were looking for, and it bounced right off of the order block and right into the level of resistance that we're at. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to clean a lot of this out, and I'm going to show you what I'm expecting moving forward. So all of that is good and gone. Now what you can see, this is how I'm looking at this now. Make that line right here. This 207 is the bottom of the order block for the head, okay? So this is the shorting head. 207 is the order block. This is where you will find resistance for the next shorting opportunity, and until that level gets open and closed above, we are in a downtrend, okay? The pivot, this was the pivot. The downtrend is here from this pivot. This was support, confirmation, and now we are basically between this low and this high, and this is the range that we are trading. Okay, we are not looking for us to go back under $100. If so, that is going to be a bearish move, and as long as you're above this 144 level right here, that is our support. You know what, let's start labeling shit so that way hold shift. There we go. Okay, lock that up. Okay, so 144 is the support for the uptrend. You start opening and closing underneath 144, you're basically looking for potential move to take the liquidity all the way back to $100. Hold on, 144. This uptrend support. Open and close 4 hour under means test of 100. And I'll say retest of 100. So that's how I'm going to see this. Eh, there you go. So 144 is a level of support. Underneath that level is the retest of um, the $100 level. And that is possible because look, we're already starting to do the distribution continuation right here, okay? And then if you do uh, one more analysis, there you go, channel, okay? Something like that is what we are looking at. We want to break out of this, okay? Let me give you another. We want to break out of this for upside. But we have to confirm that support first. Okay. This was a danger one. This one was a confirmed one. Okay. So basically, okay. All right. So, sorry about that, guys. Now that the doodles are reaffirmed, that's the range that we're trading in. We don't need this either. We are watching this channel, okay? If we lose the support here at 144, we are basically going to come and test into this $100 level, try to put in an accumulation phase, and then up. That's if we are going to continue to the downside. If we can just get into the $200 level, which is very possible and likely today, okay? Today, everything is good. Trump's China trade, everything went good. They have few more details to hammer out. When they start discussing all of that with everyone else, you will know that, hey, basically the market is going to be in a risk on mode. Let me do this one. Okay. Okay, so that is what I'm saying about this level right here. Until you have a 4-hour open and close above this level, this is where you take your profits for your long as well as a hedge for your short for this continuation leg down in an ABC fashion, like ABC fashion. Then this comes the inverse headed shoulder, and then we get the expansion phase out. I don't want it to play out like that, but the possibility of that is there. You need to be aware of that. And that's why this thing is right here to confirm that, hey, this is where we're going to do that next leg down. And this is where the accumulation consolidation will come before we get a break above that level. That is hopeful thinking. The only reason I'm saying that is we were rising into a high because of China and US trade talks. Next week is the interest rate meeting, FOMC meeting on Wednesday. In my opinion, market makers are inflating price, marking it up to the highest level that they can. Once the news of the interest rate comes, whether it cuts or not, I expect major sell-offs. Okay? If they cut a 0.5%, 1%, whatever it is, it's going to take a day or two for everyone in the world to adjust accordingly. And due to that, there's going to be people profit taking, consolidational, blah, 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 blah. All that nonsense is going to happen. So while that all happens, I'm looking for a sell off and a buying opportunity. And that buying opportunity is going to be in according to what the government is basically looking for moving forward, their policy wise. So, um, yes, that is what I am looking for moving forward. I've given you guys this. You know what I'm going to do with this one? Okay. And that's why this middle range is a big deal. On the bottom of it, buy it around 150. On the top of it, you better be looking to sell around 200. And in between that $50 range is your playground. And outside of that $50 range, stop yourself out. And that way you don't get completely destroyed in this market. 50 bucks is not a big deal for Solana. I've seen it move like $10 in a day, right? $10, $20 in a day. So, you know, don't go crazy high on leverage so you don't get wrecked. All right. That's what I have for you guys on the weekly time frame. Okay. And I do see this as weakness because the EMAs are very close to each other and we are in a lower high setting. Okay. So usually I see this stuff roll over. It's just going to take a little bit of time, maybe a week or two. So, and then next week is FOMC. So if we go close this candle green, next week we go green until Wednesday and then a midweek reversal, I won't be surprised. I will not be surprised. Here is your daily right at resistance. If you can get a daily close above 167, I'm looking at 175 as the next level of resistance. If you can get above 175, I already gave you the level of 200. Okay, right now this in a local range is an inverse head and shoulder. Okay, the inverse head and shoulder is trying to play out. That's what we have over here. Okay, here's the daily. Here's the accumulation, inverse head and shoulder. I just put in a big ass green triangle. Here's your first leg out of the inverse head and shoulder, and look what it's doing, a fake out, right? Here's your fake head and shoulder. So if they want to distribute, your measured move to the head and shoulder would be like right around here, around $120, and we're already ready for $100. So even if we get 120, you can accumulate this and then ride it back up above the 140 and then 200, etc., etc., etc. And all it will do is just do a W, you know. So those are all valid possibilities, valid price action paths. You just have to manage your risk accordingly to the levels. If this head and shoulder plays out, you can have a stop loss like underneath 150. And if the head and shoulder is a fake out, you can have a stop loss for your short above 175. And that's $40 range, man. That's even tighter of a consolidation. You could even go tighter if you want. So be aware that that's what I'm looking at right now, guys. I've given you the levels, I've given you the conditions, I have did the doodles, I did the drawings. I'm gonna take a picture of this and I'm gonna share it with the people in the Discord server. Aside from that, guys, if you have any other questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section below. I will get back to you in my next video. If you are looking for a video on another asset, let me know and I'll get that video out for you. Aside from that, here's your monthly kind of setting up a head and shoulder. It's getting up there. You know, this month how high it closes it's very important. Can we get above a 180, 190? If not, then we are basically in a dangerous situation for the month after. Okay, so right now everything is good. Let's just see how it closes. We got some time. Daily, I gave you the resistance. 4 hour, here's your 4 hour already hitting the resistance at 167 and it's trying to pull back, but it has support at 158. So maybe it'll come to 158, find support, and then try again. But yes, just, you know, everything is looking like we're at a local top. Probably going to pull back a little bit, find some local supports, and it's not even going to be that deep of a pullback, maybe like $10. and then we can try again to see if we could get higher. And that's what I'm looking at for now. I've given you guys a lower time frame analysis, a higher time frame analysis. I don't see any other tips like, oh, bearish divergence or anything like that. This is all lackluster shit stuff. You know, like the buyers are here, the sellers are lackluster. If buyers pull back up again, then you're gonna just engulf. You're gonna basically eat up all the sellers, because not only are retail people trading this, I'm invested in a few companies in the New York Stock Exchange that actually put Solana in their treasury. One of the examples of the coins is, I don't want to even get into it actually. I have some stocks. You guys can Google it, do your own research. I don't want to go over it right now because I'm actually in those, and they're wild with their beta. They have a high volatility. So unless you know what you're doing, unless you know how to plan your levels, I don't want you to take that wild risk. But it is there. One of the companies I am invested in is less than $100 million market cap, and it has Solana in its treasury, and it plans on buying it on a regular basis. Another company has over $100 million of Solana in its treasury, and it's a $400 million market cap company, and they plan on continually buying it. They partner with Camino Finance, they partner with Drift, they partnered with a few other major liquidity providers. So the reason why I even made Solana video is you have to decide what's more valuable to you. Do you want to buy the asset that everyone else is buying and hold it and manage it? Or do you want to buy the stock so that way you don't have to deal with the crypto world taxes, blah, 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 and let the stock CEO guy do the management and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, the reason why I went with the stock is because I put the stock in my retirement account, in my IRA. So it will grow tax free. Okay. Uh, if I would have bought the crypto, I don't really have a tax advantage thing in the US for my retirement account, aside from the fact that I live in a tax free capital gain area. So, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter in a sense, but just for future, like if I go here or there or whatever, I have a US account, an IRA set up where every gain that I make in there is all tax free gain. The only stipulation of this rule is that you can only withdraw at retirement. So whatever I put in this account, whatever money is being made in this account, I don't even get to touch it or see it or anything until retirement. So it is like a less pressure on you psychologically, because it don't matter if it goes up or down, you're not gonna touch this money. And the money is growing. I'm already up like 30% on the account. Um, from what I contributed in. I'm up 30%. So yeah, that's one vehicle for you to grow your passive income. This account will hopefully make me residuals with whatever, and it'll help me sustain myself in the future. That's one thing. The other aspect is Solana. If you do it yourself, you can just open up your iPhone, download the Phantom wallet, download your Solana, or transfer your Solana from the exchange into your wallet, and you could get dividends on Solana. And Solana, you can do liquid token staking as well. So if you stake your Solana and you get a LP token for it, you can stake that LP token, and you could make multiple sources of revenue staking Solana. The only thing you have to be at risk of is when Solana is going down, you're going to feel that pain. When Solana is going up, all your interest is actually increasing as well, because you're being paid in these liquidity tokens as well as Solana itself. So this is something I can definitely make a video on. If you guys would like to see how you can take Solana onto Solblaze and Drift and Camino Finance and make additional income with liquidity tokens, I can definitely go over all that with you guys in the next video. Let me know. Aside from that, guys, if you guys are just, step one investors, like just buy, hold, I've given you the levels and what I see. And if you are looking at this as a long-term investment, just be aware that, like around $140, $150 is pretty good, fair price. You're at 160. If you're trading in the long-term game, this is the low, right? Usually when you break the top, okay, and you do this last grab, the next move is a one-to-one extension. If we break above let's say 260, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 260. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm looking for us to come to around $500, okay, per Solana. So that's around a 400% gain almost, 3 to 400% gain. So that is what is going to happen because if everyone is doing what I'm doing and buying Solana, I mean, retail world is one thing, but if institutions are buying about $100 million worth of Solana, and the reason why these companies are doing it is because they make dollar and they don't want dollar. They're putting crypto in their treasury because they know the US government is going to inflate the dollar by printing it. So they rather have hard assets on their company book because they make dollar every day and they're taking their dollar that they're making every day and converting it to Solana. So that is automatically going to add supply pressure and demand pressure on this, and it's going to basically make price go up. More people buy, less supply, price has to go up. It's simple economics, okay? Simple supply and demand economics. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope this video was informative, helpful. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Adios. Be safe.